My name is Jamal Cooks, and I am so honored and have a privilege to be here today to share a word with you for Education Sunday. First of all, I'd like to start by saying Happy Children's Day. I didn't know if you knew that this was an international holiday. Happy Children's Day. Yeah. Also, Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month, absolutely. And then also, finally, our Education Sunday. Let's give it up for the graduates, for the promotions. I have to say I'm a slightly biased. My favorite folks that got promoted this year and graduates are sitting right there in that row. Morris, Marshall, Callie, they run track for CA Track Club, so I see them on a regular basis. And so it's very good to see them. And to see you all. If you don't mind bowing your heads for a quick prayer. Lord, dear God, thank you for the Imani Community Church, for being the spiritual home for myself, my family, and so many others. Imani is a place for young people, and not all people, especially young people, can say that they have a church home to call their own and to be proud of, and Imani is that church home. Lord, dear God, thank you for the scholarship committee, for giving me the honor to share a message today. I know that from serving in the past on this committee, that the scholarship committee works tirelessly, not just on this one day in June, but throughout the year, to make sure that all things are great for our young people and that they are properly supported by the church. And Lord, let's remember on Education Sunday that today, that we keep in mind for all of us that the quest for knowledge and that the journey to understanding is not just on one Sunday, it's not just on 1 month, it's not just 1 year, but it is a lifelong endeavor. Lord, continue to be with us as we move forward. Please bless the words that I'm going to speak today to hopefully land and be able to move someone in a particular way. Lord, dear God, thank you for all your blessings. In your name we pray, amen. So on Education Sunday, what's interesting is that when we talk about school, right? We talk about this idea about learning and knowledge is usually associated with schools and degrees. And so I'll go ahead and get some of that out the way right now. So my undergraduate degree is from the University of California at Berkeley. I'm in political economy of industrial societies. Anybody else major in that? Yeah, you can make up stuff at Berkeley. So I did. A master's in social studies curriculum development as a former social studies teacher at King Estates Junior High School. If some of y'all remember King Estates in the 90s, I was right there in the middle of it. And also a PhD in language literacy and culture, again from the University of Michigan. And so I usually, I tell people, people say all the time, oh, President Cooks and Dr. Cooks, and we want to give you your love, Jamal. We want to give you your titles in front. And I've always been kind of like, well, thank you, I do appreciate it. And I know I earned it, but I don't usually talk about it unless I need to flex on somebody at work. That's usually when I use it. So, but today I'm doing it because I want to be able to be a model, hopefully, of something towards Black excellence for our graduates. Because growing up in East Oakland off of Seminary on 57th Avenue, this did not seem to be a reality. The reality was sell drugs, go to the military, be in a rap group. College was a distant dream. And so I'm here standing in front of these graduates to tell them that it is all possible with God. And so now when I talk to you about Black excellence, right, I was recently asked what my definition of Black excellence was. And I sat there for a minute and I said something interesting. I gave them a sentence. I gave them a sentence or two. But what's interesting to me is that today I would rather kind of show you rather than to tell you. Can y'all with me? I want to paint the picture of black excellence, right? And not just give you one or two sentences. So when I think about all the different examples of black excellence, I was trying to think of how many to talk about, because there's so many. And then I said, well, what's my favorite? I started thinking, and I said, well, I am a man of distinction of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, the oldest and the coldest fraternity there is, founded on December 4th, Ithaca, New York, Cornell University, crossing the burning sands at 4:36 a.m., the line of Pi Alpha Algeria, UC Berkeley, the ice cold dynasty. But too much, my bad, I digress. I digress. My number was number 6. There were 11 of us. My number was 6. Some of y'all looking at me like, yes, I am only 5'10", and we were short. So I decided to tell you about, just to give you 6 quick aspects of black excellence, right? So number 1 is family. And I mean blood family, step family, adopted family, cousin family, neighborhood family. We all make family, right? We are loyal to family, and we live for family. So sometimes we talk about that in terms of blood. Sometimes we talk about that in terms of Miss Essie that was across the street that took care of me whenever my mom wasn't home. And there's also what we talk about here at Imani as the village, right? So young people, I'm gonna let you see something. If you are a teacher, educator, nurse, psychology, sociology, you're in the service industry, can you please stand up? Can you please stand up? Young people, look around. Give them a round of applause, young people. And if I can now have everyone else in the sanctuary to stand up. Stay standing, please. Young people, look around. Y'all look around. This is your village. This is your village. This is the black excellence of family that's going to make sure that you do what you need to do and how you need to do it. This is black excellence in family, that they're going to be there to support you no matter what you need. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. And in the black family, I think there's 2, right? My second one is this unity of black women and black men. The unity of black men, women and black men. Now, as a black man, I think that my role in my family is to provide and protect. And I take that very seriously. I take the role of being, in terms of black excellence, I want to be a model for my children, their friends, and the local community, right? I need to be able to work with other black men to be able to kind of set the tone of what we are trying to model in terms of black excellence. I think black women, now I said this at another talk, and I love black women. I'm gonna say that part. I love black women. Love them. Now, when I said this at another graduation for Chabot, at black graduation for Chabot, I did not acknowledge my wife. So I'm gonna acknowledge my wife first. Yeah, you recording this? Yeah, keep this. Keep this. Keep this. I am acknowledging the black woman that my mother was, the black woman that my wife is, and the black woman that my daughter is becoming. So I'm gonna put that up front so I don't get in trouble again. And what's fascinating to me about black women, you all do a great job of nurturing each other. Y'all walk around with grace. Y'all float on air. I don't get it, right? And to see black women sitting sometimes talking and nurturing young black women and being right there in front of them and modeling, I think it's the best thing that I can ever see. And I see it in our church. I see it at families. And so I think this unity of black men and black women is vitally important, right? So that's kind of on the inside, right? There's also the way we do things on the outside, right? I think black excellence, when I think of black excellence, I think of how we show up, the way we dress, right? We show up fitted, we show up suited, we show up booted, we show up fly, right? Whether we got our hat on or whether we're rocking our fraternity and sorority colors, or whether we're rocking our college gear, we are always going to show up and show out. From our clothes to our shoes and our accessories, and you know the hair. So the hair is number 4. The hair is that we have all kinds of hairs, right? The brothers, we got froze, twists, some of us got bald heads, right? We got fades. We got all kinds of fades. I didn't even know how many different fades there was. There was the taper fade, there's the high fade, the low fade, the drop fade, the skin fade, and the tight bald fade, right? The ladies, y'all got some braids and bubble braids and bantu braids and sister locks and twists, and then we got the weaves. We got bob weaves, we got curly ponytail weaves, we got straight weaves. And right now, this younger generation is taking it back to the future. They rocking this baby hair. They rocking this baby hair and living with a 17-year-old. There was nothing but edge control all over the bathroom. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's more than I want to know about edge controls and the toothbrush or the other brush or it's all too much. It's all too much, right? I think when I think about black excellence, I think about being a researcher. And as a researcher, I would talk about theories, I would contrast scholarship, and I would think about ideas. But now that I'm in this role as the president, I travel a lot more than what I want to, but I travel a lot. So what I do is I make sure that wherever, there's always the hotel or the resort or wherever that is, I always find an Uber to get some soul food. I want to see where the food is. So I want to compare and contrast, not ideas and theories, but fried chicken, yams, black-eyed peas, fried fish, and depending where I am, I might try some gumbo. I do that because it reminds me that no matter whose house I went to growing up, there may not have been a lot of money, but there was always a lot of food. And so, for me, the 6th one in this idea of black excellence is the way we celebrate. The way we celebrate life. Maybe it's a birthday party. Maybe it's a wedding. Maybe it's just a weekend outside on the grill, right? Some of us remember growing up, maybe you're in the backyard or a park or something, got some Kool-Aid going on, something's on the grill, kids are playing, right? And then there's the songs. So the songs that I remember were like Frankie Beverly and Maze, right? I might remember some Marvin Gaye, my aunt liked Marvin Gaye, right? But one of the songs that always came on at these kinds of gatherings was Kool in the Game. And so if you remember this, then you feel free to sing along, because when Kool in the Game would say, there's a party going on right here, a celebration to last throughout the years. Come on, you can sing. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gonna celebrate this party with you. Come on now. Hey, we gonna celebrate good time. Celebration. We gonna celebrate and have a good time. There you go. All right. Am I the only one that remember that? I remember that, right? So today, we are here to celebrate the black excellence of our scholars. We are here to celebrate you and to honor you. We salute you. This is a celebration of your genius and dedication to work hard for your goals. This celebration is for you to be thankful for the blessings that God has given you. Now I'm going to talk just directly to the graduates, to the people being promoted. I'm looking all around the church because I know they're not all right here. Sometimes you think that as a young person, you think that the adults, that we got it all together. You think that sometimes that because you may not have seen certain things, that certain things didn't happen, right? I'll share with you. A few years ago, quite a few years ago, maybe about 8 years ago, I was at a crossroads. I was at a crossroads in professionally. I was at crossroads as a person. I was at a crossroads personally. And so what was happening was that I was at a job that I didn't like. That doesn't sound like it's just me. Huh? I was at a job that I didn't like. And I had to ask myself, do I want to do this for another 20 years? Do I want to do it this way for another 20 years? And so I applied to some jobs at said school. I applied for 3 administrative positions. I'd been there for 16, 17 years at the time, and I didn't get any of them. So what that said to me was, I might be good enough, but I'm not what y'all want. And I came home, and I told Charmone, I said, it was in the summer, I said, I'm just gonna let you know, I'm leaving state. She looked, she had a hard swallow, and then she said, did you leave today? I said, no, I didn't leave today, but I'm gonna be gone in 12 months. I'm gonna be gone in 12 months. And so what my kids know is that I left San Francisco State and went to Chabot, was a dean for 3.5 years, was a vice president for 2 years, and became the president of Chabot in August of last summer. That's what they know. What they don't know is the number of nights I stayed up worried. They don't know about the number of nights that I got on my knees and prayed for God to show me a way. For God to show me that I have all of this, but how do I get to where I'm going to go? Because I didn't see the light. I did not see the light. I was just kind of moving, and I wanted to feel something to push me into the direction that I needed to go. And I did not know what that was, young people. I was on faith. That's called faith. And to wake up every morning to see my 2 children and my wife knowing that they're dependent on me, I already told you, my job is to provide and protect. So now that was being questioned, and I was not going to sit by and allow that not to happen at a high level. So what I'm saying to you is that you always have to know that Jesus is the one that woke you up this morning and got you here to this church safely. You have to know that Jesus is the one that knows your heart. Don't try to impress all these other people. I tell my children all the time, they losers. Losers. They don't even like when I say that, losers. And one day they're gonna ask me why. And one day they're gonna ask me how. And one day they're gonna get it. I just said a word there. I just said a word there. If I keep saying that, one day they're gonna get it. Because they're gonna ask a question and try to figure out, how do I do something else? Dad, how do I embrace my greatness? Dad, how do I become black excellence? That's what we're trying to get to, right? Young people, know that Jesus allows you to have the clothes on your back and the food on your table and all the material things in your house. Know that Jesus is the one that's going to let you learn life lessons. He sees it all, he hears it all, he knows all. You're going to be faced with a variety of different options and decisions in your life. Sometimes you're going to make good ones, sometimes you're going to make bad ones. But the one thing you do need to know is that Jesus is going to let you tread water, but he's not going to let you drown. You also have to know that Jesus is the one that gives your parents and your caregivers strength to provide and protect for you. And that it is you in need, that you are an awesome child of God. So remember to pray daily, give thanks often, and feel his love and presence every moment of your life. In closing, enjoy this moment, scholars. Enjoy this moment. Everybody doesn't get this. And you don't always know how many are going to come after this. So I'm going to plant this seed now. Right? I said, I'm trying to model black excellence in the professional realm. The high school diploma, get it. Check. College degree, go get it. Master's, yes. PhD, yes. MD, yes. Because you can do anything that you choose to do, knowing that Jesus is with you. And so your parents are happy, Imani is proud, and the ancestors are smiling down on you because you are exceeding our wildest dreams. Remember that black excellence is not one or two sentences, but it's a vibe, it's a picture, it's a lifestyle. Be thankful for the journey and embrace the ups and downs. Give gratitude to your family, your loved ones, and remember that you are black excellence. Amen.